Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Paige, and today, this morning, we are going to be doing my June wrap up and my July TBR. I'm drinking coffee during this, so enjoy. All right, so I read a total of 8 books this month. Here is an overview of them, and they are falling like usual. So let's flip this stack right over, and let's begin. The first book that I read in June was Binge by Tyler Oakley. This book is about Tyler. He is on YouTube, and it's kind of like his bibliography. I enjoyed this book. I'm going to cover up the name. I enjoyed this book, though. It was very good to see about Tyler. I am not personally a big fan of Tyler. Like, I watched a couple of his YouTube videos when he's more of a success person now than later. This book was written in 2014, so a lot more things have changed in the world since 14 to 18. So I enjoyed that aspect. It was quite cool to see like all of his pictures and stuff throughout the book. And it was a good book for Pride Month, so I quite enjoyed this. And Tyler Oakley's book, I gave a 4.5 out of 5 stars. But yes, it's also heavy. The next book that I read was Between Shades of Grey by Rudis Sepetis. I cannot say that last name. Y'all know, if you've been here for a while, I cannot pronounce last names beautifully. But that's what I'm going to say. Overall, this book, I went in blind. I went into this book super blind, and that affected me really well. Not really well. That affected me, but so this book follows a girl from 1941, and it is her recovery of some really bad things that happened in Germany. It's kind of like Hitler's thing that happened, but in a different person. I can't remember his name, though, and I did not write it down. But I went into this book blind, and so should you. I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was very hard to get through. Like, I would read some stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this shit happened to people. And I was just like, I can't do it, so I had to put it down. This book took me twice as long as usual. It's only like 100. Hold on. It's only a 344-page book. The epilogue at the end really saved it for me, else I would have given it a lower star rating than a 4. But guys, this was such a hard book to get through. I was like, holy crap, this stuff went to so many people. Anywho, so the Between Shades of Grey, I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. All right, the next book that I read was First Kill by, oh my goodness, I can't remember this author. Heather Baum? I can't remember. I think it's Broomer? I'm sorry. This book is the first book in a vampire series. I've been really craving some vampire series lately that isn't all about the booty. But yes, this book is about a guy who discovers that he wants to be a vampire killer because, spoiler, his first... Okay, let's try this again. This guy wants to... Alright, this guy wants to be a killer of vampires because of something that happened in his family in the first couple pages. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it goes on from there. I did feel like it was a little bit childish because that's where he started at. I think he was like 15 or like 12 when he first started this thing. I don't remember 100%, but yeah, I quite enjoyed this one. I'm going to continue on with the series, but it was a great story for like a vampire story. It was a little kiddish because I'm an adult. It was just kiddish, but he does this for revenge on his family member that got killed by a vampire in the first couple of pages. Overall, I gave The First Kill a 4 out of 5 stars, and I will be continuing on with the rest of the books. Alright guys, the next book that I read in June was Everything Everything by Nicole Yoon. I know I can't say her name. this was my book club book of the month. We're going to meet next month, no, not next week at a coffee shop in the morning on a Sunday and talk more about this book. Just to give you a brief synopsis at the beginning. This girl is allergic to everything and she starts falling for a boy. You guys probably have already read this book, but if you haven't, I would highly recommend it. I'm not going to give spoiler alerts. I do want to see the movie to compare and contrast the movie. I gave this book overall a 4.75 out of 5 stars. I was iffy between a 4 and a 4.5 or 4.5 stars and a 5 stars. And I couldn't come up with a great one, so I was like, I'm just going to average it and come up with a medium part of it because it was a good book. Just some parts I was like, this is kiddish. I need adult. But it has a good meaning to it. But yeah, I quite enjoyed this as my book club book of the month. And yeah, I will let you guys know probably in a vlog if we to have any other thoughts on this book. Right. The 5th book that I read in June was Frozen Tides by Morgan Rocks. That name. Y'all know how I pronounce them. Sorry. This is the fourth. It says 4th right here. 4th book in a trilogy. Lots of stuff happened, and I will not be continuing on with the next book. 1, because it does not come on audio, and 2, this was a boring fantasy. The first 2 books was amazing. The 3rd book, I was like, eh. And the 4th book, I'm like, I'm so done with this fantasy. Like, so done. But anyways, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars, and it took me like 2 months to finish reading it, because that's how boring it was. But yes, I don't even remember what the first book's about. Sorry, it's been so long. But anywho's, I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. The next one that I read in the 6th book in June that I read was Invaded. This is the 2nd book in the trilogy. I can't remember the trilogy name, sorry. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, and it is the 2nd book in the trilogy, so I can't really go into too much detail. This one took me a lot longer because it's on my phone, and I hardly ever listen to books on my phone. I usually listen to my audiobooks on my iPod. Why it took me so long was because I usually don't ever listen to books on my phone, but when I do, like whenever I do my makeup and stuff, then I'll listen to books on my phone. I quite enjoyed this one. I enjoyed where it was going with the story and the plot. Some parts I was like, dang, and other parts I was like, whatever. But yes, this is another book I read. Sorry guys, I can't give you guys a whole lot of detail on a lot of books because there's 2nd books in the trilogy, and if I start giving out detail, y'all are going to be spoiled. Alright guys, the 7th book that I read in the month of June was Between the Sugar Sighs by that author right there. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I quite enjoyed it. There was a little bit of a gap. I have not read the 2nd book, Down and Among the Sticks and Bones by the author. I have not read that book yet because it doesn't come on audio wherever I find it, and I will not pay for Hoopla for a 4-hour audiobook. So I'm gonna wait to read that one. Plus I've heard on BookTube and stuff that the 2nd book is a big spoiler book from the 1st book, or you're spoiled in the 1st book for the 2nd book. So I'm just like, why would I waste time reading? Why would I waste time reading a 2nd book in the trilogy that I've already read? So this is the 3rd book in the Ever Heart of Doorway series. I give this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I really like this one because it gave a lot of sugar and spices and how this whole world is made up of candy. And I just thought that was so magical. Like I was sitting there and I was like, I was reading it one day and I was like, I really want to go make cake now. Like I really want to go to this place and make cake. But yes, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. The last book that I read in June was PokemonXY Volume 3. I don't know if you count this as a book or a graphic novel. I always say graphic novel. But I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I quite enjoy it. It does keep going on with X's journey and discovering himself and training more Pokemon. But yes, it's a good manga. So far, I'm enjoying a little bit of manga every once in a while. Plus, it's a good book. Anywho's, that is all the books that I read in June. Let's talk about what I'm currently reading and did not finish in June, but we'll finish in July. The first one is the Mary Kay Ash book. I made a lot of progress. I just have to sit down and physically read this one, which is hard for me because I read a lot of my audiobooks at night and I fall asleep during my audiobooks. So I'm reading this one. The next one that I'm currently reading is Obsidian by Amy Kristoff and Megan. Nope. Amy Kristoff and Jay Christ. Anywho's, I'm reading Obsidian. I'm probably butchering all these names. I'm sorry. But I'm enjoying this one. It is the third book in the series. It's a chunker. Amazing book on audio. Amazing. I'm about a couple way through it. Sorry. I'm a little bit ways through it. I haven't put a bookmark through it because I read a little bit more last night before I went to bed and passed out. But yes. I'm also currently reading the book It by Stephen King. Insert picture here. If not, just say it. The next one we haven't decided our book club book of the month. I'm probably going to update that in a vlog or just put it on Facebook. Book club book of the month. But yeah. Alright guys, that is all the books that I read in the month of June and currently reading for the month of July. Until next time, I hope you like. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye guys. Happy reading.